All right, it's shade tree time again. Shade tree working on the spree LX 26-foot travel trailer. So what I've got today is I've got a travel trailer. It's getting kind of dirty just sitting here. But there's a problem with the awning. As you can see, I've taken the part off. And what it is, you've got this end piece that the motor turns, and what I believed happened with the previous owner, you can see how the bolt is ripped out there. So what I think happened was it lost a bolt here, it fell out, and it only had one bolt holding it, and they went to turn because this is an automatic in-out awning, you push the button and it goes in, goes out. So I think since it probably dropped one bolt and it was only held on with one, this thing kicked out, and then that motor's got enough torque that it bent this piece to oblivion. It ruined it. So what did I do? I called, I didn't call. I went and found a part online, Panther RV. All I need was this. But I found this part online by itself. The problem was they wanted $35 for the part, not a big deal. But the one place that had just this part wanted $35 to ship it as well, then plus tax, it made it over $80-something. Well, if you buy this whole part from Panther, it was less money than it was going to cost to buy just this part from this other RV company, which if I could remember their name, I would publicly shame them on my video, because $35 to ship this is robbery. That's what that is. So now what I'm discovering is this is the new and improved version of this, from what I can see. And it has two flats instead of one. And actually that diameter, I'm looking at it, I hope that's, yeah, I think it's the same. I'll have to go fit it up on the end of the awning and test for sure, but let's see. Put this cap on here. Oh, what do you know? That is the correct one. Anyway, they only put 2 screw holes on the original to hold it in place, and you'll see that this new improved version is using 3 screw holes. See this? 1, 2. That was it, and that caused an imbalance. The 3 screws is going to hold it better. That's the right thing. The problem is you've got a 1 flat side. That's a $200 and something part to replace the motor assembly. $287, close to $300 to replace the motor side with the 1 flat. So what I'm going to do is replace the idler side. Just replace the whole idler side with this new part. Take that part, that collar, and move it over there, because it's only got 1 flat. The other thing you could do is grind you a new flat onto the shaft over there and make the new part fit, but I think it's going to be easier just to pull that collar, replace the whole part with the one that I bought. You got to take that cover off to do it, and go that route, and that will get this repair done. But also the problem that we're working with today is that your bolts have pulled out from this assembly. And so if you know anything about RVs, I guarantee you that those bolt holes, here we'll do a little zoom, those bolt holes are going to be stripped out because it's going into wood. It's kind of like a sheet metal screw going into wood. It's got a 3/8 drive head on it. So what we're going to have to do is fix these stripped holes. And what we're going to do to fix those strip holes is put some epoxy You can also use wood glue. The problem with wood glue is it takes a long time to dry. You get you some 5-minute epoxy. You epoxy the holes. You take your dowel. You take a dowel like this, and you'll stick it into the hole with the epoxy once you've gotten everything ready. Let's see if I got one down low here somewhere. I thought there was. Thought there was one that I could reach. I could get on the step and reach this one. But you'll take your dowel and stick it in the hole, which the hole's gonna have to be cleaned out. Stick your dowel, cut it off, epoxy it in, then glue that. Drill you a pilot hole into the end of the dowel, and then reseat your screws. And you'll have to do that for every hole where these screws came out of. And that will give you a good, strong foundation to put your awning, bolt your awning back on. So that's the job that I'm doing today. And of course, when you're done, you see that sealant that's on there. You've got to seal around these holes to keep water from getting in there behind your, I think this is a metallic sheet of, I don't know if it's fiberglass or if it's aluminum. I think it's aluminum. But I don't know if you can see it on the video here. This one's got a leak. You can feel it with the dowel rubbing it. When you get buckling in any of this, where it's buckling, that's where your sheet is come delaminated from the wood material behind it. And that means you got a leak on your roof. And so water's running down and it will rot out your floor, which is the case with this particular RV. Pretty much any RV is gonna have, they've got these fabric roofs. There's a tarp. I've already torn out the floor here. So that's another repair I'm gonna have to do, is working on this floor. You see it's just rotted right here by the door opening. Now this was the only part of the RV floor for this one that there was an issue with. When you're buying any RV, and that includes a motorized one, you've got to feel for soft spots in the floor. Okay, so I'm on the ladder. I've got one bolt here that holds this whole arm piece on. It's already got it loose. There were 8 cover bolts. Most of them are just plastic screws that hold the 2 cases together, and then 2 that hold it to this metal piece centered. So I'm going to pull off this arm, take it down, get what I need off of it, and swap out this end onto that end over there where I want this piece. All right, with the parts down on my bench, I can see that obviously these are not the same part, but that isn't going to matter because I'm just going to take this. I'm looking at the length of the shaft, okay? And it looks like they're the same. So the diameter looks to be the same, the length looks to be the same. So what I'm going to do is take the shaft out of this one. This is for a Carefree Eclipse. So obviously this is not an Eclipse model. This is some other model. And I'll be adding extra screws to balance it out to make it work better. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull that shaft out of the middle, stick it on there. All right, nice thing here is they're the exact same length, okay? So whatever model that is, it's obviously not an Eclipse. This shaft, made by the Carefree Corporation, is the same. And the cuts, places for the spacer, for your little clips, you just pop them off with a flat blade screwdriver, they're the same. So we're good. It's gonna work out just fine. So just a swap over, swap that, we're good. So what we're gonna do is take our piece here, get it started. Well, we can do it like this. I'm gonna lube that up with some grease going in there. You always need to get you some good lube going. Put your 2 washers in. They kind of do things. Let's see. These are the washers off of the new one. They seem maybe like they're a little too big. Let's see. A little too big for that housing. Let's look. Yeah, we got a thinner washer. So we'll have to use the old thin ones instead of the new big ones. These look like they're stainless steel, so they won't rust. And we'll push that through. And then we'll put E-clip there. And another E-clip. Where's the other one? Actually, there. That one then locks in place. E-clip behind it. And then there's an E-clip for that one. Boom. Keep that one. See that? Boop, boop. All right, let's get some grease. Just wanted to make note. Here's the new one. They use nylon bushings in the new ones. See that? Cheap plastic nylon. This metal's, I can actually squeeze it in by hand. Seems like that piece right there could be useful for something, but don't know what. Maybe on a jet ski running a cable or something. But the original one has bronze bushings in it. A lot of those were self-oiling in some of the older applications, but I'm gonna leave those bronze ones in, baby. And this is, well, it's, I don't know, like cast aluminum or something. So I'm gonna put that thing back on there. It's gonna have 3 screw holes for this one. And then this is gonna go on my motor drive side. Unfortunately, it does not have 2 flats, but that's the one I need to go on my motor. But you can already see that we got a little bit of deformation from the torquing. And it might have been because it was bent down at an angle like that. I'll try to take a rubber hammer and beat that down a little bit on a flat surface. See if I can get it back down just a little before I go and install it. All right, up on the ladder again. Get your 6 plastic screws back in. And then you've got 2 metal screws that bolt into the metal of the frame to center the plastic piece. And the hard part of this job would be getting the awning back up on these, especially by yourself. You kind of would need somebody to help you with that. What I'm thinking is I should be able to grab that, lay it up on this roof, maybe put a brick under it to keep it from rolling off or something, and set it in these, get these, because you can push these in like this, but they also spread. So I'll be able to get it, lay it up here, center these, drill it on, and then run the motor until it spins it back up against the body of the camper. I think that plan will work. Of course, I've got to fix my bolt holes over there first. Okay, here's what we've got. I've added an extra screw to each side where there was only 1, now there's 2. But ideally, it would be like the new style where since it's got the 3 tangs, it would have been 3 different screws, and then that would have balanced it out with 2 flats. Much better design. Anyway, that'll take care of that. I'm going with the cap on this end, off on that end, and we'll see if I can get this thing up on this roof where it will stay so that I can get it reinstalled. So what I'm looking at here is my wood underneath is rotten because there is a seam crack where the sealant water has gotten in behind there and rotted that piece of wood out. So I can't just stick dowels in with epoxy and fix it because there's nothing for the epoxy to hold on to. There's rotted wood underneath that panel. This entire side of this trailer is one big piece. In other words, there's no seams. There's no seams like a lot of your aluminum ones. You can pull screws apart and take it in pieces. From what I can see with this RV, there are no seams. One gigantic piece makes up the side. I guess that was thinking, hey, this will seal it better doing this. But your leaks always come from the roof, because every year, at least once a year, you have to look at your RV roof, make sure there are no cracks. You need to seal up any cracks so that no water can get in. That wasn't done for this one. And now it's going to cost a lot of time and money to get it fixed. That job, from what I can see, you've got to cut down, remove the door, remove the window, remove this little compartment door, and remove this entire front piece, which is all these screws, all the screws up front, on the top, and all down both sides, and I guess under this piece of trim here that's a different color. That whole cap has got to come off so that this repair can be done. Major time and money. Major time and money. So be careful buying RVs. Yeah. Water leaks ruin them. Absolutely ruin them. So it's going to be a major job, not just an easy fix. So the awning will not be able to be repaired today because of the amount of work that needs to be done. Now, in order to do this work, I really need this to be inside somewhere, unless it could be done all in a day, which it can't. So that's going to be the end of this video. Major work has got to be done. Just like every engine on a jet ski, it seemed like every one I did was a full build with everything. That's what you get when you buy somebody's old used junk, I guess. So yeah, a great deal. Don't know if they knew how bad it was. Hopefully not. But yeah, this is going to be a major job now. Major construction project. At the very least, I'd have to set up a tarp system between these two to pull this off and work on it. So that's it. Lots of work going to have to be done, and I'm not going to be able to just get my awning going today, which I thought I was going to be able to do. So there's going to be a major repair video coming up from this RV later on the channel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.